Hello and welcome to the Press Room with WCN-TV, brought to you by the Wilson County News. We're your source for community and communication. I'm Julia, the Marketing and Social Media Specialist at the Wilson County News. Today, we're talking in depth about topics affecting the Wilson County community, including National Night Out celebrations planned for early October in area cities. You can subscribe to print, digital, or both editions of the Wilson County News at wilsoncountynews.com/subscribe so you never miss an edition of your local newspaper. Feel free to follow us where you're watching today so you're always up to date on the Press Room and our other WCN-TV news. You may be wondering, what's the deal with National Night Out? What is it and why do our communities host celebrations of it annually? National Night Out is a national community building campaign promoting police community partnerships and neighborliness. In most of the rest of the country, National Night Out is celebrated on the first Tuesday in August. However, to avoid triple-digit summer heat, Texas National Night Out celebrations are usually held on the first Tuesday of October. What is National Night Out? Well, it began in the western suburbs of Philadelphia in 1970, when a volunteer with the Lower Merion Community Watch noticed that gathering content for his community newsletter was becoming more and more difficult. This volunteer, named Matt, also noticed that hundreds of community groups like his existed, but that there was no platform through which these groups could connect. In 1981, Matt established the National Association of the Town Watch, which provided community watch groups with information, resources, and assets to stay informed, interested, involved, and motivated within their communities. Local law enforcement began to support the National Association of the Town Watch as it grew. Then, in 1984, the National Association of the Town Watch introduced the National Night Out campaign, through a network of law enforcement agencies, neighborhood watch groups, civics groups, state and regional crime prevention associations, and volunteers. The National Night Out campaign allowed community groups to partner even more closely with each other and with local law enforcement for celebrations of police-community relationships and neighborhood camaraderie. Now, 38 years later, rather than just front porch vigils and symbolic efforts, neighborhoods and towns across the United States host block parties, festivals, parades, cookouts, and a variety of other community events, including activities meant to educate the public and youth about safety and community. This and more information about National Night Out can also be found at www.natw.org. Today, we'll be hearing from representatives of area communities to learn more about what communities in Wilson County have planned for National Night Out 2022. Here to tell us about La Vernia's plans is Officer Charles Patty with the La Vernia Police Department.
Thank you.
Of course.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so who are you and where are you from? What do you do?
I'm Corporal Patty with the La Vernia Police Department, and I am their crime prevention specialist.
What is La Vernia doing for National Night Out this year?
Well, this year, La Vernia has decided to have a Rides for the Children. Of course, we always do something special for the children. We have the little bouncy houses. We may have the splash pad on this year. There's fun and games for everyone. We'll probably have a dunking booth and one of those mechanical bowls, the electronic bowl.
Oh, okay.
That's always, it's a hit.
Those are great.
It's fun. We will have the emergency vehicles there, all the fire department, the EMS, police department. Probably do some DUI or DWI education, some crime prevention information, food and games, and fun for all.
Wow. So let's talk about when and where is this taking place?
So we're doing it the first Tuesday in October.
All right.
And it's always the first Tuesday in October in Texas, of course. And we're doing it at the city park.
Okay,
you know where the Vernia City Park is?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's usually a giant festival, and we usually have a lot of fun. We start somewhere around 6 o'clock and go to maybe 8 or 9.
Right, so not too late, keeping it weeknight friendly, but that's so cool. All right, so area National Night Out events have been free in the past. Is this still the case in La Vernia?
Yes, most of the events are free. Some are little minor charges, but A lot of the food has been donated by the local
Awesome.
businesses, and it's just wonderful that we can do something like that for the people. There's also going to be businesses and vendors that will offer a variety of other foods and services available.
Wow, that's really cool. So what organizations and nonprofits or even businesses are going to be involved this year?
Well, the Vernia ESD is usually always there, the 1 and 3. The Vernia Police Department, of course, Wilson County Sheriff's Office will show up
Cool.
and support us. The Texas DPS, we love those guys. Texas Parks and Wildlife, Air Life will be there.
Wow.
A variety of churches and businesses, military, even military recruiters is going to be on site. The Vernia ISD band and the cheerleaders will also perform for us.
How cool. Right. So I understand that Vernia's National Night Out event has received some national attention before. So what can you tell us about that?
The Vernia Police Department actually started it years ago.
Okay.
And when I joined the force in 2013, we started doing it at the police department. But it's really a combination of all the services there. So it's the fire department, it's the police department, it's the city council, it's wonderful people like Yvonne, our manager, wonderful folks like Ashley Ritchie in the back that support us to get it going. In the past, we've won several top places
Okay.
in our category,
Right.
which is 5,000 or less people.
So it's a population base.
It's population based, but it's a nationwide program. So we won the first place trophy in 2019,
Wow.
which was
Pretty impressive.
pretty impressive effort.
Yeah.
And that was just because, all the support we got from the city itself. In 2020, we didn't support National Night Out because of the COVID-19 kind of held us down there. But we were able to, in 2021, submit a National Night Out, and we won third place in our category.
That is so cool.
The great thing about that was that we were the only ones in our category for the state of Texas.
Wow.
So that was pretty cool.
That is pretty awesome. So these events in Vernia tend to be pretty impressive, pretty fun, would you say?
Yeah, we usually have a lot of fun. And, it's an opportunity for us to actually sit down and talk with people.
Right.
Whereas, you wouldn't normally talk with a person about your issues and problems with the city of Vernia if a police car was pulling up behind you with the lights on.
Right.
So this is an opportunity for even the government, the council, the mayor is going to be there. Some of the judges will be there. So all your civic leaders will be there to support the event. So if you need to talk with someone about a particular problem you're having, or an issue, it's a chance for the public to meet the leadership and the community of Vernia at large.
Absolutely. And if I understand correctly, the National Night Out incentive was started to present police in a more friendly way to their community. So having y'all all together at an event makes you a little more approachable and easier to talk to than when you've been pulled over, handing over your license and registration.
License registration, please. Yeah. You don't really want to talk to somebody in a friendly way. So this is a way that we can actually meet and greet people and show everybody that we're actually human beings as well.
That is so cool. So what do you enjoy about National Night Out? Why is it important in Vernia?
I just love the camaraderie and getting together with other people. And like I said earlier, it's not just one person or one department that makes the National Night Out work so well.
Right.
It's the whole city. It's the support from the community leaders. It's the support from the city council. It's support from the mayor. Thank you very much for all the guys like at Whataburger, HEB, the Den, and places like that that support us 100% all the time. The fire department, the EMS guys, they're always there supporting us, volunteering. They're cooking the hot dogs. They're serving the buns, and it's just great for them. Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming.
Appreciate it.
Next, we're learning about Elmendorf's plans for National Night Out. Chief Marco Pena with the Elmendorf Police Department is here to share his thoughts on this year's festivities. Welcome to the press room.
Thank you.
Of course. So let's talk about who you are, where you're from, and how you're involved with National Night Out.
Sure. Well, first of all, my name is Mark Opey. I'm the Chief of Police for the City of Elmendorf Police Department. I've been with the police department as a chief going on 8 years.
Wow.
It's an honor and pleasure to serve in that type of capacity. Coming up on October 4th of 2022, which is 2 weeks from now, we're having a National Night Out.
Awesome. And so, has Elmendorf celebrated National Night Out in the past?
Yes, ma'am, they have. It's been since I've been there, we've been celebrating. I'm sure years past they have celebrated as well.
That's really cool. So what are y'all doing for National Night Out?
Well, what we're doing for National Night Out essentially is having a lot of games for the kids, of course. Different tables, such as for the police department to give out certain, knickknacks or gifts, right, for the
Right.
police department. I'm also having MAD representative, Mothers Against Drunk Driving representative there as well.
Wow.
I'm having a lot of different things that the community can come and engage in, right? And I'm having live music, I'm having free food. The whole event is free. The community from Elmendorf can come by, meet the officers, and talk about what's going on and how can we serve the community a whole lot better.
Right.
Mhm.
That's really cool. So, as you mentioned, it's free. So what organizations and nonprofits or businesses are making this event possible?
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you, mostly it's coming from, the proceeds are coming from the city of Elmendorf, right?
All right.
Throughout their budget, every year we get X amount of dollars to fund this particular National Night Out. But sometimes, for example, there's other organizations like Mr. Macias, who owns Amco Steel. He's going to be donating some water for us and stuff like that. So we reach out to different individuals who like to donate to help out the city as well as the police department.
Awesome. All right. So lots of people coming together.
Exactly,
to make
coming
that
together, yes,
happen. And so what do you like about National Night Out? What do you see it?
What I like about it is number one is to go out there and meet each and every individual community member, right?
Right.
And it's just to get together. It's not so much in another contact like normally we contact them, either going to a call or dealing with a traffic stop, but going out there and having fun, communicating with the community, letting them know that we're here to serve them. Is there anything that they may need? They need to make us aware of certain things that need to be addressed.
Right. Okay. So this is their chance to kind of meet you as a person.
Exactly. Not just as an officer, but as a person.
That's really great. So why is that important in your community?
Well, it's very important. Number one, it's not so much, and what we like to do is to integrate. I believe police work and community have to work together to accomplish the same goal, right? Every community deserves to live in peace, right? To not to fear of what can happen, right? That's why we're there for. But us coming together, that makes it a tighter bond, if you will, makes us more communicative, if you will. That way we can collaborate together and deal with issues that almost every city has, right?
So not only are they getting to know their police officers better, but y'all are getting to know them and their
Exactly.
needs.
That's correct.
That's
right.
awesome. Thanks for coming out and sharing.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for.
Next, we're hearing from Ben Reed with the Floresville Economic Development Corporation and from Olga Ramirez with the Floresville Police Department about Floresville's plans for National Night Out this year. Welcome to the press room.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Anytime. So who are y'all, where are y'all from, and how are you involved in National Night Out in Floresville?
Well, I'm from the police department. I'm the administrative associate. My name is Olga Ramirez, and we do work through the City of Floresville. National Night Out is actually a program for our community to come to us and say, I would like to have a group, or let's say my neighbors get together and I like to have a neighborhood watch, or let's say a community of elderly people that feel unsafe or something like that, and they want to have some kind of demonstration on how to take care of yourselves. That's what the police department does for National Night Out. We're actually here for the community on that, well, on any day, but mostly National Night Out is to bring the community out and for us to go out there and introduce ourselves to them and to tell them this is what we're here for, and don't be afraid for us. Our services are always going to be here, and it is free. There's no charge or anything like that. Anybody at any time that needs any help with anything, we're more than happy to help them with that.
That's awesome. And how about yourself, Ben?
Yeah, my name's Ben. I'm with the Floresville Economic Development Corporation. I'm the executive director. And our role in National Night Out is working with the police department and helping promote and advertise and really brand the event. In the past, they had a bunch of different small events in different communities, and we still encourage that. We still want people, like Olga said, that they want to be in their neighborhood and they want to have hot dogs that day and have an event. They can do that, but then we come together to help support and sponsor and fund a greater event, which we partner with the Goober Games at the Floresville Event Center, and just have a big community event for everyone to come to.
Right. So this year's National Night Out celebration of Floresville is a little bit different than other years because it's combined with, or on the same day as
Right.
Goober Games. Right. So how is that going to work this year?
We do present ourselves at the Goober Games. Part of us are at the Goober Games. If we have a community or a neighborhood that wants to do a neighborhood watch, or if they want us to do some kind of program for them, our officers, we actually assign them. This is what your duty would be for that day. You have take some treats or whatever, meet with them, and they actually get together like a community in a neighborhood, and they talk about a neighborhood watch. If they feel like their neighborhood is targeted, they will actually talk to them about what to prevent or how to prevent or when to call 911. A lot of people, you'd be surprised, don't know when to call 911. They get scared on that part.
Right.
But it's always safe. 911. If you feel unsafe, that's your best bet. And that's what our officers are there to promote, just to make sure that they understand that we are there, and so is our dispatch. So for them not to fear of that. But
Right.
that's what we're there for, to serve them.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I think that the greater event that we're doing this year that's a little different, and we've partnered with Goober Games in the past, is just to have a community awareness event about safety, about your police officers, your first responders, your ambulance service, your fire, your sheriff department. We're here to be partners in the community to keep it safe, and we want to really spread the word this year, probably more than ever, about if you see something, say something. That's been going on with some of the things that they've been reported on the paper with different drugs that have come into the community. So I think the importance of National Night Out this year is a little more greater than it has ever been in the past, just because it's hit home. But it's just an event that we want to reach out to more people. And so with Goober Games, I think they have hundreds and hundreds of kids to come. So on part of the EDC side, we're going to have someone there to do like a meet and greet. We're working to bring in maybe like an athlete to do a meet and greet, which when we get that all ironed out, we'll advertise that here in the next week to come. Other things we've done in the past, which I think we're doing this year, we've partnered with the police department to do like drawstring bags. So as kids come out there to Goober Games, we'll talk about that later. It's a bunch of vendor booths from different nonprofit organizations to run it, but on the National Night Out side, just to kind of advertise the safety of all the first responders, and they can carry that bag around. We have about 400 plus or minus we'll be handing out to the kids that come. So
That's awesome.
Right. Yeah, we will have the fire department, the EMS, actually Air Life will actually be out there
That's a
also,
good one.
which is,
Yeah.
yes, they're gonna be out there. And kids and parents alike can go, and they can, we even put our police cars out there. A lot of people look at the police cars and don't really know what's inside it or what they actually attend to. But they are more than happy, especially on National Night Out, to come and show their children, look, this is what it looks like. We have them sit in there. We have them, it's for them to understand that we're there for them. We're not there to scare them or anything like that. We're just wanting the kids to grow up with that safety, to know that we're there. A lot of people, sometimes you see it, like they'll look at a police car and they're like, oh, why, don't talk to them. But no, naturally, yes.
Yeah.
Go up. We're human. Go up and
Yeah.
talk to us. Say hi.
Absolutely.
So that's what we're there. So they don't fear us, and they know they can come up and talk to us.
So what organizations and nonprofits are all going to be a part of the celebrations this year?
Well, of course, all the first responders are always out there. We always get together. Like I say, we want to make sure that the community understands that we do work together. I don't know if you noticed, there's an accident or there's a problem. EMS, which is our first responders, they're the ones that are going to be there first, sometimes before we get there. Or sometimes we're there and they're like, hey, we need this. And they're right there, we have a really good team and they work really well together. Air Life is the same way. We need Air Life. They are always available. We never have any issues with that. So, and then also.
Yeah, and so the Economic Development Corporation will be out there to help support and just be there to help organize the event on the National Night Out side to make sure all the first responders are set up. But as far as nonprofits, you have your fire, EMS, your police officers, your sheriff department, of course, the city of Floresville, and then other organizations that are involved with the Peanut Festival will be there to help run booths. But yeah, the city of Floresville is a big backer of it, as well as the Economic Development Corporation, just to make sure we show the safety of our community. And we hear the concerns of the citizens too, which is always good. So we want people to come, bring your camera, take pictures with the officers, spread that, spread the message of like Floresville United as we move forward with events like this. So yeah, I think as far as what our role is just mainly making sure all the first responders are recognized for all the good work they do in our community to keep it safe.
Amazing. And including that, I did bring some material, and it's material that our department actually gives for free. This isn't any charge to anybody. They are businesses that do go out and they advertise in these, but it actually talks about active shooters. We have neighborhood watch, we have workplace, we have a lot of these brochures that actually do help, even like the scams that are going around, the abuse on the elderly. We have all these books accessible to anybody that would like them, or even somebody that it doesn't really have to be. I know we're promoting National Night Out, but even if we can't do it on National Night Out, don't think that you can't come to us and say, I would like for us to do a demonstration. Not too long ago, we actually had a demonstration on how to protect yourself and elderly people that like to walk around. They felt unsafe. We do see a lot more people out. So we actually had a program not too long ago for the elderly and how to keep them safe and how to protect themselves. So we do simple things like that also. It's throughout the year. Our job is never just one day. It is continuous, and we try to keep everybody out there just to make sure that, you know, if you need something, we are there.
Well, thank you guys so much for coming out, sharing about National Night Out in Floresville, which is on what day and time again?
It's going to be October 4th from 5 to 7 at the Civic Center.
Awesome.
And on Tuesday, and remember, we're here to talk about when you see something, say something for our community just to keep it safe. Remember.
Vernia, Floresville, and Elmendorf are not the only communities participating in National Night Out this year. The Nixon community has planned their National Night Out celebration for Monday, October 3rd. Activities including music, food, prizes, and a special meet and greet with the Nixon Police Department's K9 Segan and K9 Nero will be held at Nixon City Hall from 5 to 9 p.m. Celebrations are brought to the community this year by the Nixon Police Department and the Nixon Volunteer Fire Department. St. Hedwig will be holding their National Night Out celebration on Tuesday, October 4th from 6 to 8:30 p.m. Celebrations and activities will take place at the American Legion Post number 539 in St. Hedwig, brought to the community by the St. Hedwig Marshal's Office and Bexar County ESD 12 Fire and Rescue. That's all for today, folks. Thank you for tuning in to the Press Room with WCN-TV, brought to you by the Wilson County News. For more information about anything mentioned in today's show, watch out for future editions of the Wilson County News or visit wilsoncountynews.com. Remember to follow us where you're watching today so you never miss an episode, and consider subscribing to receive digital, print, or both editions of the Wilson County News. You can find more news or subscribe at wilsoncountynews.com, or download our app, Go Wilson, to receive updates from our newsroom at your fingertips. The app is available for Apple and Android devices at gowilsonapp.com. We hope you'll tune in next week for another episode of The Press Room. See you then!